2020 has been crazy so far, so I decided to escape back to the past and talk about my game dev journey. Hi, I'm Sip, indie game developer currently working on my own, still unnamed RPG game. In this video I would like to share my game development journey, what got me into development, what I learned, my experiences and stuff like that. I will show you all of my games that I managed to find some footage of from various learning stages, so hope you like that. Last thing I wanna say before we jump in, if you end up enjoying this video, like or subscribe would be awesome. You see, while the 2020 hell was happening outside and this thing became our daily accessory, I decided to start my own YouTube channel and already met a ton of great people, so I'm hoping I can meet you too. Okay, so let's rewind a bit. Imagine year 2012. Young Sip looked like this and he just started his game development journey. I started with game development as most of you did. I played a ton of games. I played World of Warcraft, Battlefield 3, some PS2 and PS1 classics, so yeah. While playing, I often got this urge to make my own games, so that's what I did. When you want to start with game dev, YouTube is your friend. There are tons of really helpful videos out there. I found some on Unity game engine that seem really cool, so I started grinding. Every day after school I learned new skills. It almost got to the point that I wasn't even playing games, I was just learning how to make one. One of my first games that I could find some footage of is called Ice Runner. This game was really popular back then, Subway Surfers, and I love the idea that it was infinite. So Ice Runner is basically Subway Surfers but in 2D. I remember following some tutorial series where I learned to code player movement, coins and random generation, so putting it all together wasn't that hard. This little game was basically start of my game dev hobby. Starting small with games and gradually improving is in my mind the best you can do in game dev. I know, maybe you have some dream idea, some complex game, but trust me, learn the basics first. Even now, after 8 years, I don't feel so confident jumping into development of my dream RPG game, but I have to try it. After Ice Runner, I kept learning, also in my school I got some programming classes that really helped. The next game I worked on is called Nadan World. It's a 2D platformer with handcrafted levels that I built for one streamer that I used to watch. It started as a small RPG, but I quickly changed it to platformer because I wasn't prepared for the complexity. Moving from Ice Runner to this is a pretty big jump, even though it doesn't seem like it. In Ice Runner you had only one input and that was the jump, and now in Nadan World you have full 2D movement. The streamer played my game and you can even hear his struggles in this video. It was supposed to be pretty hard game with death counter right up there, so you see how bad you are. Looking back at the footage, the movement was pretty bad and unresponsive, but this was the game that inspired me to grind game dev even more. After that I moved to mobile games. I love Unity because how versatile it is. You can basically build game for every platform out there. My first mobile game was a big success. It was about one Slovak politician with his quotes and stuff. This game got to trending really quickly and it became top 1 in Slovakia for almost a month. Unfortunately, I can't find any gameplay footage, but I managed to find some old articles and posts from Facebook. It got over 10,000 downloads and after I added some ads, I made around 50 euros. My first game that made money. Next mobile game I released is called Squeeze. This one got barely any downloads, but I still think it's a fun little game with great one-touch concept. Next mobile game I started, it's called Fly. Again, one touch, simple controls and in my mind pretty fun mechanic. You move your spaceship with joystick, but you can shoot only when stood still. Waves of enemies will try to kill you and at the end of each planet there is a little boss with some bullet hell patterns. I focus mainly on game feel with this game. I wanted to make the shooting and killing satisfying, so I went through a lot of talks and articles that taught me a lot. I actually made a little series when I started this YouTube channel named Finishing the Unfinished with this game. So if you wanna see more of it, check this playlist out. I didn't finish it though, but I will. Someday. Before we move on to the next game, the statistic says that 0% of you are actually subscribed. Make sure to do so if you are enjoying this video. This game is probably my favorite so far. It's called Farmit. I played a lot of Overcooked with my girlfriend back then, so I thought of making something similar for us to enjoy. It's a couch co-op game based on maintaining a farm and completing tasks. You have to work together or you won't have enough time. There are tasks like planting different vegetables, harvesting, watering, plowing and so on. I built some following around this game, started posting some update videos, set up weekly email list with all the changes, I made some alpha builds for testers, and I was hoping this will be my first proper PC release. But it didn't happen. This game is now abandoned just because I didn't take the level creation in consideration. You see, I got scared when it came to creating fun but also engaging levels. In these games it's all about timing, and striking the perfect ratio to keep the levels fun seemed impossible. Game dev isn't a smooth ride. You will have your ups and downs, and this was one of my downs. I still wish I can finish this project someday, but who knows. I even tried recreating it with Unreal some years later, but still no luck. Let me know if you would like to see this game finished and we can come up with some fun levels together. Okay, we are in the year 2019 now. Some of my favorite games are competitive shooters. I got 1000 hours on CSGO. I now play Valorant almost daily, some montages on my second channel, and I was like, how hard it is to make my own multiplayer game. Sorry for spoiling this, but it's pretty hard. This is the last game I made using Unity before switching to Unreal. It's called Versus, and it was supposed to be 1v1 or 2v2 highly competitive shooter game. I got pretty far, to be honest. You could shoot, die, capture flag, win or lose, and all that with multiplayer. There was matchmaking system, some basic server list, levels and party groups. I got stuck at optimizing the network code to get better hit reactions and eventually scrapped this project. Switching engines was pretty hard. I still want to make in-depth video about transition between Unity and Unreal. One thing that helped me a lot was joining game jams and have a time limit to force me to learn and adapt quicker. Game jams are small competitions where you have to make game in some time limit with a team. Both of my game jams are documented right here on this channel, so if you wanna see the whole process, make sure to check this playlist out. Now my last game, the RPG I'm working on. This is the biggest project I've ever tried and it still seems so hard to finish. It will probably take years, but I will do my best to get it working sooner. If you want to see the progress I've done so far, make sure to check these devlogs out, where I talked about the game from the start. If you watched to this point, make sure to comment the word devlog to let me know and to feed YouTube algorithm. This game dev journey has been crazy, but it's fun. If you are thinking of starting with game dev, just do it. Start small, you will for sure improve over time. Thanks so much for watching, hope you liked my story, see you in the next video. Bye!